All right, guys, we are live. I'm just absolutely thrilled to be here today with my, wow, it's been like 35 years. How long has it been? No, more than that. Yeah, 35. So like longtime college friends who have changed their lives with a simple decision. So Catherine and Brian, I'm so happy to have you guys here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's
Happy to be
good
here.
to be here.
All right, well, let's get going. So, Catherine, let's start with you. So, what was going on in your life, in your world, that led you to reach out to try to change your life in the beginning?
Sure. So, well, for me, I never struggled with my weight as a young adult or as a child. I put on a lot of weight with my first child. I didn't take it off, had my second child, put more on. After her birth, she had a difficult birth, and I started to develop some very bad eating habits around emotional and stress eating that I didn't fully recognize. And each decade that went by, I put on more and more weight. I essentially got to where I was nearly 100 pounds overweight, and my knees started to hurt, my right hip started to hurt, the bottom of my feet actually hurt when I would get out of bed in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning. So, and I had become so inactive and kind of sad and just felt really bad. And my life got very difficult, and it was challenging to control it. And I just internally decided it was time to take control. And so I reached out to you.
I think especially right now, a lot of people can certainly relate to the emotional and stress eating. That's that's a huge thing for a lot of people right now. More than ever. Brian, what was going on with you? What led you to decide to? Because I know Catherine started a bit before you to say yes.
Right. Well, Catherine was really an inspiration to help me sort of turn the corner on sort of my philosophy of eating and health. But to give some background, in college, I was pretty much around 160 to 170. And then we were married in 92. And then, like many people, every year after that, it seemed like I would add 3 or 4 pounds on. So, by the time I was in my early 30s, I was right at around 200, which seemed fairly comfortable to me. And I stayed there. And then we moved overseas to work. Probably around 2009 is when it really started to register in my mind that this wasn't a sustainable curve. I was almost at 250. I remember weighing at 248 in 2009. And I started to really focus on working out. And I was exercising about 2 hours a day. And over the course of about 6 months, I lost weight. I got down to about 190. But over the ensuing decade, it just became this sort of yo-yo of, 200 to 220, 200 to 220. And I was convinced that the days of me weighing 170 pounds were gone. There was no way a 50-year-old plus man could return back to his youthful weight. I'd watched Catherine's work over the course of, a long time, and I had seen that she was making significant progress. And I'm not that too tied up in food and what I eat. So I just said, well, she's doing it, so I'll do it. And it took a little while, about 6 months, and I was sort of, dabbling in it and working at it and losing a little bit of weight. But really, it was March of this year, I just decided I have to either make a decision to really bite down on this and really focus on my health and my, sort of the way my attitude was toward many things. And really at that point, it really started to fall into place for me, where I essentially just got to where I wanted to get. And then, here I am now where I thought I would never be. I'm at 170 pounds and really feeling great.
Yeah, I saw you guys the first week of March is when we were in Costa Rica. It's amazing to think like since then how different things really are. So, all right, so you guys said yes. You made a decision, and that's really what it amounts to, just making a decision to really go all in with your health. So, how have things changed over the last 6 months or so, or 6 to 8 months, whatever it's been?
Wow. How has it changed? It's been incredible, from small victories like I can put a seatbelt on and it doesn't ride up to my waist, or I can put on a pair of tights very easily, to very big things. We've become much more active. We recently, our son is a certified yoga instructor, and we started doing yoga. We hike, regularly. And I'm talking miles. I'm not talking a walk in the park. We really enjoy the outdoors. I've started clay shooting. I feel empowered and excited to try all of these things that either before I couldn't do, or I I didn't think I could do, or I was afraid to try because I was afraid of the way I would look, or what if I couldn't do it because I was overweight, and so it's opened up my world tremendously.
Yeah, I often tell people this journey really is about being able to center your life around what matters most to you. You live a completely different life. Let me ask you this real quick, Catherine, before we go to Brian.
Mhm.
If you were to look at somebody, or if you were talking to somebody who had 100 pounds to lose, and they just could not ever imagine getting that weight off, because they probably tried 20 other things, none of which have worked.
Mhm.
So what would you say to that person?
I would say, well, first of all, I would say you absolutely can do it. I would also relay the story, Michael, of when you and I first spoke, and you asked me if you could be any weight you wanted to be, what would you want to be? And I remember at 250 thinking, well, I'd be happy to get to 200, so 50 pounds. And you said, no, no, no. If you could be any weight you wanted to be. And I was like, well, I'd be the weight I was when I got married, and I remember thinking, well, that's kind of silly, but okay. You can absolutely do it on this program. If you follow this program and you engage in the community, and it's such a supportive, positive community. It's very easy, very convenient. You can absolutely do it.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
fantastic, because you can, you absolutely can. All right,
Mhm.
Brian, 60 pounds down, how's your life different?
Right. Wow. I mean, I could go on and on, but there's just a couple of things. Number one is that, like Katherine said, when you told us, what would be your goal weight, my goal weight would be like 170. But that was an impossible goal. I was just like, that's just not gonna, for a man my age, that in my activity level, that's just not gonna happen. But I made it to 200 and I kept going, and then I blew through the 190s and I was at 189. I was like, well, let's just see what we can do. And then we just kept going and going and going. And the next thing I knew, I was down to that weight. And I couldn't believe it. And the major changes in my life, other than the weight, like Katherine said, it gives you the confidence to do a lot of things that you had never really attempted before. Particularly as a couple, I think that's important. It's hard to reach your sort of optimal marriage when you don't feel like you're at your optimal self, and so you try to bring your best self to your relationship. And I think us achieving those goals really makes us feel better about who we are and what we can do. The other part of it's a little bit more superficial is I like clothes a lot. So it gave me an opportunity to get down in some smaller sizes, which I haven't worn since I was, 20. So that was quite eye-opening. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's very cool. I didn't realize actually how into clothes you were until I started following.
Oh, he's a clothes horse.
All the inches I lost, it's ridiculous. I can't,
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys also made a decision to pay it forward and help other people. Why was that important to you?
It's important to me because I see so many people struggling with things that I struggled with, not just the weight, but just overall habits of non-health, right? And particularly with my job and just what I've been able to do, I have a heart for just helping people and talking to people and supporting people. So, for me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, why not share this and try to help other people and show them how easy it could be and how much it could change their lives. I'm very excited to be a part of it.
I think that's really important. I mean, for me, it's what I learned about myself was that a lot of the limitations that I was facing in my life were self-imposed, and to sort of talk to people about those types of blockages in their life and say, you know, you can do this. You have the ability to change yourself and be better. So many people here say, you know, well, people just can't change. This program shows you that is absolutely not true. If you dedicate yourself and you focus on it, you can change not only your body, but your life. And I think that is something that if you have that power, why would you not try to share that with everybody? And you can show that you are an example. I think that's a great opportunity.
Well, I mean, and really, how awesome is it for somebody to have the support and accountability of people who are walking the walk seriously and have done the do, and you understand it's not a straight line. There are ups and downs. You guys can absolutely relate to all of your clients, and you understand the power of the community, and that truly this program is about changing habits, and you have access to a very easy, top-notch nutritional plan. So congratulations, guys. I can't wait to see where things go for you in the future. It's truly an honor. It's been such fun to take this journey with you, and much more.
Well, thank you,
Thank you
Michael.
very much.
It's been wonderful.
Good. All right. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.